We'll see if there's any other comments by the city council, and then we'll take a 5-minute recess. Alderman Lewiton.
I don't have a comment, I have a question on procedure of voting. Is the vote per household or per person in the household? That's one question. The second question is it per occupant or per owner? And the reason I'm asking that second question is I see that one gentleman signed the no petition twice. Once he signed as an owner, landlord, and once he signed as an owner occupant, and he indicated that clearly on the petition. So I'm asking you for the procedure of the vote so that nobody says it's gerrymandered when it comes back.
The answer is 1 vote per property. However, if the husband votes one way and the wife votes another, you're going to have to work that out yourselves. So we will count 1 vote per property.
So if you rent, that's your vote.
Mr. Douthwaite?
The question was, if you rent, you vote. If you own 2 properties, you don't vote twice. Or is it the other way around? I just want it clarified. I'm not criticizing. I'm asking for a finality and decision in advance of the vote.
It is 1 vote per property owner.
So if you own 2 pieces of property, so if Steve Martin owns 2 pieces of property, he has only 1 vote.
2 votes, 1 per parcel.
So he does have 2 votes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying it. And I did it not for me, I did it for everybody else, so everybody knows the ground rules of the voting.
Mr. Douthwaite?
Just as a matter of logistics, so everybody understands how we're going to handle this in the next week or so, we will send out certified letters to each of the properties listed on Oak Avenue, from Irving Park all the way up to, I believe it's Elmhurst. We will also provide stamped self-addressed envelopes that you can send those back in, so you don't have to worry about postage. And each letter will be identified by the address, so that we know which addresses are coming back and which are not, and we have a good, accurate count. So you can expect to see a certified letter come to your property with essentially a very simple yes or no on the issue of sidewalks. Put it back in the stamped self-addressed envelope, send it back to City Hall, and we will compile the results and send them back to the City Council.
Alderman Shockey?
Would you include in there something about that will not be an increase in taxes, or about trees, or?
You going to make that representation? That's not within our power.
That was one of the
I think those
questions
citizens that said it is, the sidewalks will be on city property, will not be on personal property, if they go in. Alderman Coles?
I got one question to say. Everybody that says they don't want them, remember, as they grow older and they sell their house, younger people take over the house, and they usually have children. So your property value will also go up with a sidewalk. I had this trouble on my street, and people love to walk on a sidewalk. I live on a forest preserve where there's no lights, and it's dark, and I walk dogs. I had to jump in the forest reserve one night. The guy aimed for me. So, I mean, so I'm just letting you know, I had a fight with people. I have some people that still don't talk to me since 2006. Well, we got sidewalks, and the people walk on the sidewalks. So just think of that when you get a little older. You know, some of you are pretty young yet, but you don't know what's going to happen, and you move, your property value will go up with a sidewalk. Remember that.
Hearing no further comment, without objection, a 5-minute recess. I'm sorry, but there is not a second round on this issue. But you're welcome to come at the next council meeting and speak again. Call the city council meeting back into session. Roll call, please.
Alderman Cadalla. Here. Alderman Cole. Here. Alderman Lewison.
Here.
Alderman Fleece.
Here.
Alderman Shockey.
Here.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Here.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Here.
Alderman Winger.
Here.
Mayor Mayor Johnson.
Here. Quorum is once again present. Any citizens wish to address the city council on any other issues? If not, we'll move to written communiques. First one is Alderman Coles.
What are we gonna do about AT&T, little units? They don't, nobody who got there, they can't get, council meetings on that because of Comcast.
Mr. Murmas?
Do we know what we can do? I had two people ask.
Staff had an initial meeting with AT&T representatives last winter, and we have the parameters we need to get that channel going. We had to complete our implementation of our new phone system because that had to tie in with our T1 internet lines, and it's some requirements that AT&T needed that we had to finish first on our end. We do have to finish a couple more. Now that we've kind of finished the phone conversion and our network conversions, we should have that up and running, within the next month to 2 months. So they should have it up. So we're working on it.
All I gotta do is tell them that we're working on it.
We're working on it.
That's all
Okay.
they had to say. Okay, thank you.
Alderman Lewitton?
I have nothing on myself. I was asked by one of the citizens to ask the question because she had to leave. Her name is Kathy Carter. Her question is, do you have to, if you're a homeowner, do you also have to be a registered voter in order to participate in this? Now, I jumped the gun. I said this is a canvass and not an election. Therefore, you don't have to be a registered voter. But I would like to know if I gave her good advice.
That's correct. That brings us to written communiques. First one is from the Tioga VFW, Post 2149. Dear Mayor Johnson, our annual distribution of the VFW Buddy Poppy has begun and will be maintain the strong VFW traditions. Since 1922, the Buddy Poppy has been the symbolic memorial flower of the veterans of the foreign wars. The Post would like to conduct our Poppy Day distribution on May 20th and 21st. With permission of the city, we would like to distribute our poppies at street corners, shopping centers, and the stores in the Wooddale community. As you know, the proceeds from these contributions are used for our comrades in distress, for our hospital work by the Post and auxiliaries. Signed, Al Roth. That request is approved. Have another letter from Jack and Rosemary Davis. I would like to thank the gentlemen that were attending to the site on my property that was messed up by a crew that took care of a sewage problem. However, they left a mess. But when I called to complain about it, Public Works was out here the next day to clean clean and repair the area. Signed, Jack and Rosemary Davis. So John, if you'd post that at Public Works. And that brings me to Mayor's report. First is proclamation of Arbor Day, which we will be celebrating Arbor Day at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning at Oak Meadows and Edgebrook at the corner where we will be planting a tree. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind, water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife, and whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products, and whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community, whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Kenneth B. Johnson, Mayor of the City of Wooddale, do proclaim April 30th, 2010 as Arbor Day in the City of Wooddale, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. And now, it's my high honor to proclaim May 2nd through May 8th as Municipal Clerks Week. A week. There is never an alderman week, there's never a mayor day, but there is always Clerks Week. I don't know.
You don't have to come in.
That's not what it says.
Whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of our local government, are you going to ask me to do this again next year? Exists throughout the world. And whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, whereas the municipal clerks serve as the information center on functions of local government and community, whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration and the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations, whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk. Now therefore, I, Kenneth P. Johnson, Mayor of the City of Wooddale, do recognize the week of May 2nd through May 8th as Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend our appreciation to our municipal clerk, Shirley J. Siebert, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities that they represent. No, we better not.
No, please don't. Thank you.
Council, it is our intention, we will not be having a meeting on May 6, 2010. So if you want to make other arrangements, feel free. May 6, next Thursday. We're approving the bills tonight, and there is no other business. So if you want to come, you are more than welcome. But Alderman Cadella?
I mean, committee.
Would that have been a committee meeting? If
No, it's first Thursday of the
Oh,
month.
that's first, right, sorry, okay.
And upcoming events, Friday, April 30th. I want to remind everybody, 4:30 to 8:30, the Wooddale Chamber of Commerce is doing the 5th Annual Silent Auction and Hawaiian Luau at Salt Creek Golf Club. Food, drink, music, dancing, surprise entertainment, and they are requesting you wear your favorite Hawaiian outfit. Saturday, May 1st, 9 a.m., Holy Ghost Catholic Women, the geranium sale, the annual geranium sale at Veterans Memorial Park on Irving Park Road. Also, 9:30 to 12:30, rummage sale at the Wooddale Park District. And from 10 to 2, Green Day at the Police Department and open house. There'll be free shredding for the residents, CFL light bulb giveaway, gas container trade-in, police department tours, canine demonstration, and police vehicles will be on display. And also on Sunday, May 2nd, the MS Walk, 2010, 9 a.m. at Harper College.
Mayor, I think you forgot one item.
Alderman Wesley?
I believe also there's shredding for that day too. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
And I think that completes the report. Council, I place before you the appointments for your consent to Zoning Board of Appeals for a full term, Ralph Madonna, to Stormwater Commission, full term, Doria Madonna and Roy Sy, Board of Fire and Police Commissioners, Al Tegmeyer, full term, and Police Pension Board, George Ellefson, full term. May I have a motion to consent? Is that correct? Moved and seconded. Any comments, questions? Alderman Lewiton. For certain ones, they do not. For example, Mr. Ellefson lives in Addison.
So he does not, that's what I know. That was what I was interested in knowing, is if, because I know George is a really competent person, and I would certainly want him on my committee, but I knew he didn't live in Wooddale, and I didn't know what the requirement is to be on the committee.
We're not sure, but I think to answer your question, for ZBA, it's required. Stormwater, it is required. but probably for Board of, we're not sure on Board of Fire Police, but police pension is not. It's also several officers are on there, some of them who do not live in Wooddale.
I just appreciate your clarifying it, Mayor, so that nobody will ask the question in the future.
Thank you. Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Police. Yes. Alderman E. Wesley.
Yeah,
Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Cole.
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley.
yes.
Alderman Shaw.
Yes.
And for your information, I appoint Vince Mariano and Shirley Sievert to the Downtown Redevelopment Committee. Do not have a resume for you on Vince. For those of you that don't know him, he's head of security at the Target store, and he has a degree in marketing. So I thought he'd be a good addition to the committee. Council, we have a request from the Wooddale Swim Team for a $500 donation for their annual conference meet. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Alderman Wesley.
Mr. Mayor, I have no problem helping out other organizations here, but I thought the last time they came here, it was for the huge meet that they were planning on, and it's every 2 years. My question is this every year that you're gonna come and ask for $500? I mean, if that's the case, then we're opening up the can of worms for the the Pee Wee football team to come and ask, the Boy Scouts come and ask, and every organization come and ask for $500 donation. I have no problem approving this, but when it was presented to us 2 years ago, I believe it was for their conference last year because it was such a big conference. I'm not going to stop this from moving forward, but I really think this council really needs to look at everyone that comes forward then, if that's the case, because if we give it to this one, it's got to be uniform against everyone that comes forward to ask for money from the city. And again, I understand it comes out of tourism fund. I have no problem with that. It's just, let's make sure it's uniform across the board for any nonprofit organization like this comes, that they are entitled to the same amount. That's the only thing I'm saying. I have no problem of approving it. I have no problem sponsoring it. I just want to make sure it's uniform against everyone, because I don't want the football team come here and we vote, no, you ain't going to get it, but we disapprove the swim team. That's my goal.
Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Lewis.
In favor.
Alderman Police. Yes. Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Cole.
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Shaw.
Yes.
That's approved. That completes my report, Mr. Manager.
One item, Mr. Mayor, good news. Our police department had applied for reaccreditation by the Committee on the Accreditation of Law Enforcement Agencies, otherwise known as CALEA. We are an accredited department. Representatives from that committee were in talking to our police department over the last week or so, and out of 467 standards that they set for police agencies, only 4 cause some degree of concern with them. That's a 99.3% success ratio. Approval has been recommended, and it'll go before the commission in July for final action and be good for 3 years. So congratulations to Chief Binowitz and his staff on another job well done. That's all I have.
One other item on Mayor's report. Council advised you that House Bill 5555 did pass both the Senate and did pass the House, and is now being sent to the governor for approval. And that's the bill that you may recall that allows the Wooddale to annex the corner of 83 and Oak Meadow Drive. It brings us to the consent agenda. Is there any objections to any items on the agenda or any additional items to be added to the agenda? Alderman Wesley.
Mr. Mayor, I will be asked to amend the agenda and put item number 1, that was a Public Works Committee contract award, SEC Group Engineer Service, an amount not to exceed $800,000 for North Wastewater Treatment Plant. That was passed in committee 100% to move forward with that project. So I'm asking that be moved to the consent agenda.
Is there any objection? Without objection, so ordered. May I have a motion to approve the agenda being items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Item 5 being a contract award to SEC for engineering services amount not to exceed $800,000. Is there a move to approve the amended agenda? Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor,
Question?
say...
Question?
Alderman Lewitton.
I was going to ask on number 4 about the school street. I don't know the answer to this because Eugene Wesley took the initiative. There was a gentleman who complained about water damage, and Mr. Wesley was going to have the city works run a visual camera in to see if the damage was caused by MQ Construction or if it was just inherent vice that took it down. So before I would even make the motion to hold it off, I would like to know Mr. Wesley's report.
Alderman Wesley?
I will tell you that if John wants to talk about, they did go out there, and I believe John could give you an update.
Mr. Kramer?
Thank you. Staff was out there this week. We were unsuccessful in completing the inspection of that pipe. We had a mechanical failure with our TV truck that we could not physically view from our camera. So until we get that remedied, we are unable to completely inspect that line. So we expect that camera to be back up in operation sometime next week and hopefully should be able to complete and remedy whatever the issue is.
Then I'd like to take 4 off and put it till next time we vote so we can hear the results.
You can object and it can be removed from the consent agenda at this point. Any alderman can do that. Then subsequently, under other business, you can make a motion to table and/or approve separately. So you have an objection to number 4 being on the consent agenda?
I do.
All right, the motion, we have a motion, right? Is there, who's the movement? Do you agree to 1, 2, 3, and 5? Yes. Seconder agree? Yes. All right, now may I have a motion to approve the items, or I didn't call for that one. So current motion is to amend the agenda, items 1, 2, 3, and 5. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now may I have a motion to approve the items on the agenda being approval of fleet maintenance software purchase, amount not to exceed $28,500, resolution permitting construction by the city of Wooddale on state highways, a resolution of the city of Wooddale, DuPage County, pronouncing its observance and support of state and federal whistleblower laws, and contract award to SEC Group for engineering services, an amount not to exceed $800,000 for the North Wastewater Treatment Plant. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton?
Yes.
Alderman Cadella?
Yes.
Alderman Shockey?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Cole?
Yes.
Alderman Police?
Yes.
Those items are approved. Item 2 is approved as Resolution R-10-10. Item 3 is approved as Resolution R-10-11. That brings us to committee chairman reports, Planning, Zoning, and Building, Alderman Cadella.
No report.
Public Health, Safety, and Judiciary, Alderman Shockey.
No report.
Public Works, Alderman Wesley.
Mayor, I have 2 reports. The contract award to CA Cement and amount not to exceed $2,124,601.00 for Elmhurst reconstruction. That is my motion.
Is there a second
Second.
on the question?
Mayor, I have one question.
Alderman Wesley.
Dave, did you do all the background checks, IDOT certified, everything's a go with this kind? Because I don't want to come back next, that this other third one rejects it, and everything's up to
Checked the
date.
references that they gave us, all references checked out good. We confirmed IDOT pre-qualification in concrete work and excavation and underground utility work, so they meet all the conditions of the contract.
And when we get this, will we have a list of our subcontractors that they are using for this project?
They're required to give to staff a list of subcontractors before they start, and we do have a right of refusal of the subcontractors. So we will check that, and that's routine with any of our roadway contracts.
Okay, so the city council will see that subcontract list?
Well, we can send those to you. We don't typically send those to city council, but if city council wants to see that list before they start
No,
work, we can
that's
do
fine.
that.
No, I don't care. All right. Go ahead, Mayor. I'm sorry.
Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Police.
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Colt.
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Shaw.
Yes.
That item passes.
Mayor, item number 3, contract award to Baxter and Woods for residential construction engineer service in amount not to exceed $131,000 for reconstruction of Elmhurst Street.
Is that your motion?
No, that is not my motion, Mayor. I'm asking someone else to make it.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the question?
Question.
Alderman Wesley.
Mayor, in our packet, we did receive the list that we did ask for, but I believe maybe I did not ask for the right list that I wanted to see. It was my mistake. I did have another alderman wanted to see it. Baxton Woods, if this contract is awarded to them, that will be their 6th contract for the city. 2 of those contracts will ongo for a long period of time with the city. Industrial pretreatment program will still go on. This GIS system, data collector, that will still go on, even though the price will come down on that. That's an ongoing contract that always goes on. My concern about this, and I have nothing against this contractor at all in any shape or form. My thing is, we have 16 or whatever we have on our list of contractors. All I'm asking is that this be spread out among all our contractors that are on that list, due to the fact is that there's contractors that are on their list, that we put on our list, that we don't even know what type of quality of work they could do. And in order to do that, we have to give other contractors a chance to prove themselves that they should be on our list. And then the other thing is, we really need to follow by the rules then, because like Mr. John Cadalla brought up a couple months ago, there was a contract that came up here, it went out for bid. You know, we're going out for bid, we aren't going out for bid. And he is over our budget. Again, I'm not against the contract, but all I'm asking is that that staff does the right direction as this council, that we spread it among all our consultants. Due to the fact is that we need to prove it. We had a situation here in this town where we used one engineer, and we found out that he didn't sharpen his pencil, he was doing lousy work, and we decertified him. I just don't want to go back that route again with any other contractors or any engineers. So that's why I asked for this to be brought up. But I really would like, down the line, if the council will approve, I really would like to break it down on how many each engineer had in our town. I guess I didn't word it the correct way that I wanted to. So I am asking that it goes back. I don't want to hold this project up anymore. I am asking that the city council gives its staff direction or get the motion on the floor, have them to go through all these contractors and see how many contracts each one has to offer, and then come back with policy and saying that it doesn't have to go up for bid. They could just award the contract, because I don't want to go back here two months ago, now another contract comes, and we're going out for bid again, or RFQs. It can't happen that again. It happened once on a contract and someone was awarded it, that I didn't say that they weren't good enough, but I don't want to go that route again. It was wrong the way it was handled, and I don't want to go that direction. So I don't know, Mayor, which direction we could go on that, but I don't want to stop this project, so I'll vote yes for this, but I would like those cleaned up, though.
Alderman, please.
Just to clarify, I thought the request, and maybe I thought when I was seconding Alderman Wesley's request was, we were gonna get a list of all the firms, of what they've done in the last 2 years. That's what I would like to see.